Sarah Jo here with a tutorial on understitching. Understitching is used to hold lining or facing on the inside of a garment. Once your main fabric is sewn to your lining or facing, in this case I'm using lining, you'll want to press the seam allowance towards the lining or away from the main fabric. In the next step, you'll sew the seam allowance to the lining, stitching as close to the seam as possible. Since I'm sewing on knit fabric, I'll use the lightning bolt stitch since it still has stretch, but it's thinner than the zigzag stitch, giving it the ability to remain close to the seam. Begin stitching on the right side of the lining fabric, staying as close to the seam as possible, but not crossing over the seam to the main fabric. You can see the seam allowance is stitched to the lining fabric right along the seam. Once you fold the fabric along the seam line, the understitching keeps the lining from showing on the right side of the garment. To put it in perspective, you can see how much flatter the sample with understitching lays than the example without understitching. And that is how you understitch. Happy sewing!